Okay, hello students. This is A.C.T preparation. A.C.T. Very soon we are going to have A.C.T testing. So I'm going to walk through one set of problems, typical A.C.T questions, and this is set number one. So the first question is here: Shannon walked 1 2/3 miles on Wednesday and 2 3/5 miles on Thursday. What was the total distance in miles? So the good news is this is given in miles. This also is given all three. So we don't have to worry about the units. Shannon walked. So what is the total distance in 2 days? So all you do is just add these two, 1 2/3, and then plus 2 3/5. The fastest way to do is you can see it's a mixed fraction. One way to do is you can write this as a fraction which is 1 times 3 is 3 plus 2 is 5/3. You could do this way also, and the other one is 2 times 5 is 10 plus 3, so you get 13, and you can work this way. But I would do it directly here itself. So because this 5, which is denominator, so I'm going to multiply and divide this fraction by 5, and here the 3 the this 3. So the goal idea is to get a common denominator. So this whole thing reduces to, so this will be 1, 2 times 5 is 10, 10/15 plus 2, and then 3 times 3 is 9/15. And now we can add the whole number, this 1 and 2, that means this 1 and 2 becomes 3, and plus 10 and 9 I can write at 19/15. But 19/15 itself, we can do a little long division, and you can see that it goes 1 times 15 and 4 remaining. So it's going to be 1 4/15 because the remainder is 4 quotient, or this is 1 plus 4/15. So this answer is it is 3 plus 1 plus 4/15, and this 3 plus 1 is 4. It's going to be 4 plus 4/15, so it becomes 4 this way. So 4 and 4/15. That's all it means. So what this basically means, it is 4, and in addition another fraction 4/15. So your answer is C. Let's go to the. Okay, you could have done this way also. Uh, 13/15, and then you multiply again by 5 here. This also is correct. Multiply by 3, and you could do that way also. But I felt this was better. Okay, let's check the second question. So question two, so some questions are really easy. All you do is laws of exponents. So you're using laws of exponents. So get all the numbers together, club the numbers together. And in this case, you can see 4, 3, and 2. So you can club them as 4 times 3 times 2. And then club all the x's together. So you have x cubed here. Then you have x here. And there is a x here also. So, and then the y. So a y square is here, so it is y square, and there's a y square here. So this should not take much time. 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 times 2 is 24. And this will be how many x's are there? This itself means there are x, 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 right? So that means there are 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. So that's the x raised to 5. And then these are, this y square is y, and this also y square is y. So together is y raised to 4 and 25, and you get the answer. Question 3. Mr. Wilk is a high school maths teacher whose salary is 33,660 for this school year, which has 180 days. That means by just knowing this, you know that his salary is going to be per day salary. So per day salary will be per day. So from the information given, per day salary is, so 33660 and divide by 180. So if there is a zero up we can divide by 10 up here and divide by 10. So that way this will reduce to, if, I'm assuming the calculator is not being given to you to do this. So this will be 3. And you can see these all these numbers are divisible by 3. So we can divide even the bottom ones, so divide 3 up, down. So that way you get, of course, you can do this quickly in your mind also. So 3 goes 1 times, 3 goes 1 time, 3 goes 2 times, 3 goes 2 times. And this 3 goes 6 times. And then you can do a regular little division 1, 1, 2, 2. And the 6 goes 1 times 6. If you subtract 6 from 11, you get 5. Bring down this. And 6 times 8 is 40. And then you put 4. And then bring this 2 down, and you get 6. 7s are 40. 6 times 7 is 40. Your answer is 187. So this is 187. So this is per day salary. Per day, 1 day. 1 day is, but the substitute teacher, are paid a flat rate that is 85 per day. Because Mr. Wilkes takes a day off, so he's replaced by a substitute teacher. So the question is, how much less does the school district pay in salary by paying a substitute teacher instead of Mr. Wilk for that day? So basically, uh, Mr. That means how much less. So how much less basically means Mr. Wilk's salary per day is 187, and you have to take away a substitute teacher salary, so minus 85, and if you do this, you get 102, and that's how you get 102 is the answer. Yeah, let's go to the next question. So question number 4 says, a student has earned the following scores on 4 tests. So these are the test scores, 4 test scores, and these are all out of 100 points. What score must a student earn on the fifth and the final? That means there is one more here which is missing. So how much should be this score so that his average grade he wants to be 80 uh, with the 5 tests? Among all these 5 scores together should be have an average of 80. What this average basically means? What is the meaning of average? Means arithmetic mean of all the 5 numbers. That means you're adding x1 plus x2, the second number, the third number, the fourth number, the fifth number, and because there are 5 of them, divide by 5. That's the average. So now, because you add all these 4, now this is given to you is 80, right? And these are the 4 numbers. So this part I'll write it here equals your x bar, which is that 80. And this is that uh, average. So these 4 numbers you add, and when you add these 4 numbers, you get 314. So these 4 numbers add up to 314 plus this is the fifth number. I'll just put an x because just to avoid what is the variable, and divide by 5. This is 80 and times 5 both sides. So you get 314 plus x, and we can cross this out. And you get 8 times 5 is 40, and then this 0, so it becomes 400. And if you subtract both the side by 314, you get 86. So your answer is 86. So instead of working all this long, you could say the moment you have average of 5 tests, that means this itself is 8 times 5 is almost 400 directly. Okay, and then you subtract all the 4 numbers. You could do this quickly this way also, because 5 tests average is 80, means 8 times 5 is total score has to be 400. 8 times 5 is 400, and you just do this way also, even avoiding all these variables. But I just thought of showing 2 different strategies, one using algebra and one you can use arithmetic common sense. So this is a question from statistics about mean, median, and mode question. So question number 5. Oxygen. Now, this question, the moment you see this question, it just looks like a monster. But the question is very simple. All you do is just read the question. The oxygen saturation of a lake. So, okay, now this is the lake. This is the lake, and there is water here. Now, in this water, every 1 liter, then this is, there are two things here. Every 1 liter of water here. Let's see, this is, hmm, why it's not writing? So that means every 1 liter. Let's see if I write this is like 1 liter. So see this 1 liter. This 1 liter of water has contains uh, oxygen, which is O2. Oxygen is dissolved inside, and that percentage is given to you as uh, so it's in this one. There is how much oxygen is dissolved given to you. See, is 6.4 milligram here per liter. But otherwise, there is also called saturation point, how much maximum per liter milligram is. That means this is the present condition on the lake. Presently, the lake contains every 1 liter has got uh, 6.4 milligram of oxygen dissolved inside that, and the maximum capacity for oxygen to get dissolved is at 9.4. And that means nothing more than 9.5 milligram will be dissolved inside of the regular water. Now, all you do is the question is already letting us know that found by dividing the amount of dissolved oxygen the lake water currently has per liter by means division. Okay? This is my main word here. The dissolved oxygen capacity per liter. This is what I'm talking about here. This is the maximum capacity uh, per liter of the water, and then converting that number into percentage. So all you do is just take the ratio of what? 6.4. That means at present every liter 6.4 milligram of oxygen is dissolved, uh, and then divide by 9.5. See, so simple. Now, this question, I believe they should give you a built-in calculator, and the calculator should give you the answer plugging in as 0.6736, which can be, this means this is 0 point, right? This is relative to 1. It means if I multiply 100, let me write 0.6736 divide by 1, right? And then multiply by 100, because you want to get it in the percentages. This will move this, because of this 100, the decimal will move 2 places to the right. So it got 67, and 1 times 100 is 100. And this is rounded, it doesn't say, oh, nearest percent. So that means this is 67.36%, because it's saying nearest percent, and this is just 3, and this 3 is less than 5. So the 67 will remain 67. So 67%, and you're done. But what if the question is they did not give you the if they didn't give you the calculator, then you'll have to do individual like this. 9.5. Say if you multiply this by 10 to get away with the denominator, because here there's one place decimal, so you multiply 10. So that we get 64 divided by 95. And then all you do is just do a long little work here. Not little work, a lot of work. So it will be 64, 95 divide 64. And because it does not go, you put a 0 and a decimal like this. And that will give you 67 6 times. You can see 6 times. If you multiply, you get 570 there. And if you subtract this, you'll get 70. Put a 0, and you'll multiply 7 times. You get, you can check the 665. You get 35. and then put a 0 and you'll get 3 times. So this way you know that it's almost like 0.673, which is converts to decimal to percentages. All remember, whenever you have a decimal, from decimal, if you want to change, so the rule is from decimal to percentages. All you do is move the decimal, move decimal two places right. So this becomes 67.3% and round it to 67. And you're done. I hope I'm making sense here. So I believe this question they should give you a built-in calculator because th- in order to do this using long division will take a lot of time. So I don't think they will give you this, okay? So they will give you the shortcut. You just put in the calculator these two things and you get the answer. Question number 6 says a rectangular law that measures 125 feet by 185. So let's say this is 185 and this is 125. So this is a rectangle. What is a rectangle? Uh, each angle is 90 degrees. And when you talk about what is the length of the fence, it means it's the perimeter you're adding all around this. So this and this is the same. And also this one, this width and this width is the same. So all you do first is it is so fence total length. When you talk about total length or how much fence is needed is total length, which is the perimeter of the rectangle. And what is perimeter of the rectangle? It is 2 times length plus width. Of course, sometimes you write 2 length plus 2 width. I would just add this way, so that is 2 times. How much is 185? We add this 2. Okay, you get 0, 1 carry 9, 10, 11, and you get 310. So that becomes 310. And 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 1 is 1, and 3 times, sorry, 2 times 3 and 610, you get the answer. So some questions are so simple. If you can work in your mind also, see, without doing all this work, you can just add this. So you can see 100 and 100. So there is that 100. Both of them they have 100, 100. That itself is 200, right? And then you have 85 plus 25. You put 15 here, and 10 will still stay there. So that will give you another 100 there and plus 10. So you can use your common sense and 310. And then if this is 310, uh, this one, the length and the width, that means you have another length and the width, right? So you just double it and you get. So you can do without using uh, without without showing any of this work, you should be able to do using your common sense. I hope that makes sense. So you don't need all this. You just do this little kind of thinking, mental maths, and you can get the answer. But because you are given a lot of time to complete, if you need more time, you can spend more time and do the actual work like this and get the answer. So yet again, this question is easy. It's just an expression is given to you. So all you do is you open the parenthesis inside. So there is a box bracket. So this is the box. We have parenthesis. So this means there's a 1 here. So basically it is A and it is B minus C plus D. And then you use the distributive property. The A which is outside gets multiplied to this. So A times this B is A times B and A times minus C this is. So this is plus plus and minus is minus. And A times C is AC. And then this one both are plus plus. So A plus plus and A times D. And again the answer AB minus AC. So you can see this is the answer here. Question number 9 is like a 7th grade math. So I will say 1786. So get all the variables on one side. So you have uh, minus. So if you look at that x there, best is This is minus 5x. Do the opposite. So you do plus 5x this side. You add 5x. So then you get all the x's on the left side. So this together will be 11x. Drop down this minus 3. This cross out. You drop down this plus 7 and add 3 both sides. So some questions are so easy, right? And you get 10. And then this is 11. So divide by opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide by both sides by 11. 11 over 11 is 1. So it's as good as cancelling out. Can cross out this. So just a 1x is 10 by 11. And you're done. 10 by 11. 10 by 11. The question is it possible to do this problem without this? So let's see. We could do by, look at this. This is minus 5. So mentally you can think of as if this goes other side as plus 5x. So this plus 5x, this will give you 11. So that will be 11x. And this minus 3, when you add 3 both sides, it becomes, goes other side as plus 3 because this is minus 3. And when it moves on the other side becomes plus 3, which gives you 10. So see how easy. 10 and then you divide, you get the answer. Within one step, you can get the answer. Okay, I hope. Oh, 11. Okay, so now here, question, what are the two numbers should be placed in the blank? So you can see there's a 13 and we don't know what is this. And we don't know another one, what is this? And then it gives you 34. The question says, what two numbers should be placed so that the difference between the consecutive numbers. Now, when I say consecutive means this and this is consecutive numbers. And it should be the same. And now we don't know what is this. So this one and this one, the difference has to be same. So since we do not know, so let's call it as a number D. So what is that D? What is this getting added up? So when you add this, it is plus D, you get this number. Then you add another plus D, you get this number, and you get another plus D. You get 34. That means you begin from 13, and how many D's, how many D's do you add? There are three of them. So it is 3 times D, and that gives you 34. See? So the rest is just a two-step equation. This is plus 13, subtract 13 both sides, and you get this crosses out 3D, and this will be 21. And then divide by 3, you get D equals, divide by 3, D becomes 7. So it means all you are doing, all you are adding is 7. So 13 plus 7 is 20, 20 plus 7 is 27, and 27 plus 7 is 34. So you're right. So this is actually these numbers are in arithmetic sequence. Okay, arithmetic sequence where you're given the first number A1. So this is like first number. A1 is 30. And you're given the fourth number. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So A4 is given. So sorry, A4 is given, which is 34. And by an explicit formula, what is the explicit formula for arithmetic sequence is A n is A1 plus D times whatever the common difference into n minus 1. Now, if I'm talking about the fourth number here, this is the fourth number, n is 4. This will be, I'm applying, A1 is given, the very first number is 13, so it's 13. So I'm using this 13 plus D is what you don't know, and then all you do is n minus 1. See, n is 4, 4 minus 1 is 34. Basically, you end up getting the same thing. 4 minus 1 is 3. D times 3 is same as 3 times D is 34. And that's what we got it here. I try to use a common sense just directly to do what is, how many times do you, what number is going to be added 3 times to get to from 13 to 4. So you have to add a number and then one more. So even though this is 4, so you're adding 3 of those pieces, and that's why those 3D. So I hope I make. So if you get confused with you forgot about this, then don't worry about this. But sometime you still need this. What is the arithmetic sequence? Suppose they ask you what is the explicit formula, what is the explicit, then you need to use this formula, knowing what is the first term and the common difference and times the n minus 1. Okay, if you see this, the question number 10 is saying find the value of what if x is a real number such that this is given to you, x cube is 729. So then what is x? What is this? This one x cube is 29. It means what? How many? What number multiply itself to give 729? So it's like x. What should be x? So first thing is, can you figure out it directly? So it means we'll have to see, hey, what is 2 cube is, we know 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is, these are the ones you have to know. 5 cube is 125, 6 cube is 256, and 7 cube is 343, and 8 cube, if you see this, so 8 cube is 512, and you may say, hey, how do you expect? And 9 cube is 729. Now just imagine you forgot all this. So is there a way out we can do directly? Okay, let's see. Uh, I'm showing all the steps. So it is x cube is 729. What I'll do is I'll use a tree diagram, break this as 3 divides 729. 3 divides 7 two times, so 1 stays, and 1 stays. 3 goes 4 times 12, and 3 goes 3 times 8. And now this one also we can write 3 times 8 is 24, and 3 times 1 is 8. And this one again 3 times 27, because 3 goes 2 times 6, so 2 stays, so that is 21, and like this. And this itself is 3336, because 3 times 3, this you have to know. Now we can use, because we needed to know what is this x, 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 so 3 of them. So we can club this, which is 9, 3 times this and this, 9, and this and this, 9. So x has to be 9. Once you know x is 9, you can plug in right here. So you need to know what is x squared plus square root of x, right? So plug it in here, that means 9 square, and then the square root of 9. What is square root of 9 square is 81, and square root of 9 is 3. So when you add this, you get 84. So the question is this the right, is this the only way? No, you could also do this directly. Let's see, each time taking x equals 9. You are given this, right? Just plug it here and see. Uh, or check x, does x multiply itself? 999 is it really 729? 9 times 9 is 81, and if you multiply 9, and 9 times 8 is 72, yes. So there you go, you get it. So you know it is going to be 9. I hope that helps. And once you get that 9, you just plug it in here and get the answer. So question number 11 is asking you, what is the volume of a sphere? So if this is a sphere, so what is this volume, right? So all you need to know is, for this, you need to know the radius. So this part radius from the center, they already gave you 1/1/3. So this is the radius, which is 1/1/3, can be written as a mix, as a fraction. 1 times 3 is 1 plus 1, that will be 4/3. So all you do is, the formula is, good thing is they gave you the formula. So it is 4/3, and there is a r cube here. So this r cube, when you say r cube, basically it means it is 4/3, uh, 3 times. But then there's also one more here. So basically it is this one and 4/3. Okay, so because there are, this also is 4/3, this also is 4/3. That means altogether it is 1 plus 4 is 1 plus 3 is 4. So all you are left with only this. So V is 4/3 raised to 4 times. Now you will have to use a calculator for this. So if we try to use this calculator, and I'm gonna use mine here. Let's see, there's more. I'm going to use there's more.com. Calculator, you will be given a built-in calculator for this scientific. So if you click here, and so you have 4/3, right? So it is 4 divided by 3, close it, and then go to the exponent, right click, and go up and put a 4 because we know we need to go have the exponent is 4 times pi. So multiply, and where is pi? So if you don't, here it is, right here. So you get 9.928. So go back there, 9.928. This is 9.928 because it's asking you to nearest cubic inch. So that means you don't want this in the decimal form, you want the whole. So because this 9 is bigger than 5 or equal to 5, so we can increase this number by 1. So this will become 0 here, and this will become 10 here. 9 plus 1 is 10. And the answer here is 10. So basically, you have to use the calculator for this. So question number 12 says, a gumball is randomly picked up from a bag that contains exactly 6 yellow. So this has 6 yellow and 5 green and 4 red. Okay. So you're picking one of this from here randomly. The question is, what are the chances? So what is probability basically means? Probability of the gumball is not green. That means, what is the meaning of this? Not green basically means it is other than green. That means it is either it is yellow or it is red. So that means what is the probability? Basically, it's the ratio of all possible. When you pick a gumball, it could be any of these 6, 5, and 4. So 6, 5, 4, they together add up to 15. Okay. So that means the bottom piece will be 15. Out of 15, you are picking either it is yellow or it is red. So we have to just add up this yellow and the red. So the yellow is 6 and the red is this one. So you get 10. And that can be reduced by dividing by 5. 5 divides both the numbers. So you can get 5 divides 5 goes 2 times and 5 goes 3 times. So 2/3. You get 2/3 is the answer. Oh, I hope I made sense. So question number 13 is says, so the number of students participating in the fall. So 25 students tennis. So they gave you all these 4 sports and how many students are participating. They also decided to say, okay, 20% what should be given to tennis. Then this means 50% to be given to soccer, and this is means 30%. So they already decided this is how they should be, and 40%. So basically, all you do is you're multiplying total how many hours are needed. So this is multiplied here 0.2 times 25. Then soccer, this number is multiplied here 0.5 times 30. Then 0.3 times, and then 0.4 times 80. So if you do this answer, because there's a decimal, let's see if there was no decimal, 2 times 25 is 50. Because there's one place decimal, the dot will go here. And 5 times 30 is 150. And one place decimal will be, dot will be here. And 3 times 50 is 150 again. Because there's one place, the dot will go here. And 4 times 80 is, 4 times 8 is 320. And because there is a decimal here, so I'll put here. And when you add up this, all this will be 0 and a dot. So 2, 5, 5, and 5. 3, 5 will give you 15, and 2 will give you 17. And 1 carries, so that one, and this one, and this one, and this 67. And you'll see if you check your packet, and that is 67. The one with the 67 is the correct answer. This is for question number 14 and 15. Okay. So let's see, they give us the chart showing, okay, this is in one of the high school. They have two sections, A and B, and this is period 1 and 2, and how many students are enrolled. For history, you have three sections. For world culture, there's only one section, and government, there are two. So now the first question they ask you is, what is the average number of students enrolled per section in US history? That means you have to know only this part. So how many students are enrolled is, this is 25, 29. If you add up this 25 plus 29 plus 34, and you get 70, you get 78, and then you have to divide by, so this is 70 and divide by 3. You want to know the average, right? Per section. So if you divide this, 3 goes 2 times, 1 stays and it goes 6. So your answer is 26. So you're done. But then there is another question he's asking, question number 15 is asking, let me show the question. Let's go back to the question. Saying, here it is. So a school wants to have, yeah, okay, school wants to have all students enroll in the social study class read the same book at the same time, uh, so that the author of the book can speak to the student at an assembly. The original purchased two classes sets. So two sets were purchased. That means each set was 30 books. But now one set is 3 books missing and other one 5 missing. So for which of the following class periods, if any, there are no enough books? I want you to read this question. Very nice. I'll go back to this one. So let's see. The first part is, let me write A because I don't have enough room to write. A says period 2 only. It means the question is saying period 2 only means B says period 3 only, and C says period 4 only, and D says 3 and 4. Now let's take one at a time. Period 2. Remember, there are two sets. You have set 1 and you have set 2. That means because the first set, 3 are missing, from 30 minus 3, that means there are only 27 books. And the second set, there are 5 missing, so 30 minus 5, there are 25. So now the question is, if you try to use for period 2 is, here it is 1, 2. These are, is there anything else? No, these are the, so you have 24 plus 25. You add 24 plus 25 students, you get 49. And this 49 is less than, now you can see these are 27 books and these are 25 books, which is 25. So 27 and 25, you get 52 books. These are the only 52 books available. So this is less than 52. So it looks like period 2 has enough books. So this is not the answer. Let's see period 3. So period 3 is, we'll have to add up period 3, this one and this one, that is 29 and 27. So 29 plus 27, if you add 9 and 7 is 6, 1, that's 62, 6. That's greater than 52 because you only have 52 books. So this is correct answer. You don't have enough books for period 3. Let's see period 4. So period 4 is 1 and 2. So that 24 and 26. Add 24 and 26. You get 50, and 50 is less than 52. So you have enough books. So this is enough. So this is not the answer. So that means the only answer that you have is period 3. So B is the correct answer on your package checkout. B is the correct answer. Okay, question number 16 is what expression must center cell of the, so what is missing? What should be this? So the sum of each row and column should be equal. It means, what does it mean? Basically means if I add this, let's see, if I add this and add this, they should be same. So that means 7x plus, and this is what I don't know. So minus 3x should be same as the column, that means 2x plus minus 3x plus 8x. So this 7x minus 3x will give you 4x plus, this is what we need to figure out. And this 8x and this will be 10, and 10 minus 3 will be 7x. And if you subtract 4x from both sides, you get the answer as 3x. And that's the answer. So I hope I made sense. Now some questions are so easy. Look at this question. Point A is graph and not on the axis. That means not here and it's not here. And the question, if the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the point are, they have the same sign, and the point must be. Remember, the first one is both plus plus, and this is the third quadrant is minus minus. This one is minus and plus. This is plus and minus. And clearly you can see that these are the two quadrants. That means the first quadrant and the third quadrant is where they both have either plus plus or both minus. So 1 and 3, that is E is the correct answer. Question number 18 is Reggie knows how to make 5 different entries, 4 different dishes. So entries means you want to have a food in the plates. So that means you want to, first time you want to have 5 different entries you have. So like this, 5 entries. Then after that you go for 4 different side dishes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go for 6 is the third one. So the question is how many distinct complete meals? So how many distinct complete meals? Each consists of entry. That it means entry, then the side dish, and the dessert, and the canned. So that means you can pick the first one, any of these 5. So you can use fundamental counting principle. What is fundamental counting principle? Basically means you can pick, because at the entry has 5 options, so you can pick any of these 5. So 5, and once you are done, that means this is how it is. You can think of, this is the entry, and this is the dishes, and this is the dessert. So the entry can be any of the 5. Once you are done, then the next is the dishes. The dish you can have 4 different options. So it is 4, and the next is 6 different desserts. So this becomes 6. So by fundamental counting principle, you just have to multiply 5 times 4 times 6. So that is 5 fours are 20, and 2 times 6 is 240. I mean 120. So basically, the fundamental counting principle says if you can do one thing in m ways, and you can do the other thing in n ways, then the total number of ways that you can do both together is m times n. That's the fundamental principle of counting. But here we have 3 options. So you just extend m, n, and then whatever the third one. So question number 19 says a bottle plant 10,000 liters of carbonated water are needed to produce 3,000 bottles of water. That means 10,000 liters. Okay, this is liters. Uh, is bottled into 3,000 bottles. That means how many liters are needed will be, if you want to be asking how many liters of carbonated water are needed to produce 750. So if you have 750 bottles, then how many? So this is how you set it up. All you do is this three zeros will cross out. You get 10 over 3 equals x over 750 and multiply 750 both sides. And you get this will be 7,500 divided by 3. And if you do little maths here, 3, 3 goes 2 times 6, 1 carry bring down 5, 3 goes 5 times 15. And you put in these two zeros are left, so you get 2,500. So this is the answer. So question number 20 says a rectangle has measure this. That means 48 by 20. Rectangle, what is the length meter if the diagonal of this is given? Oh, the question is what is the length of the diagonal? So this is 48, that means you have this is 20. It's like a rectangle. So this is 20. You can use, I don't want you to use the pi. If you use the Pythagorean formula, so this is A and B, that will be a big problems. In other words, you will do A square plus B square is C square and all that. 48 square plus 12 square equals C square. And you'll do this, this will go. I mean, I don't want, best thing is you can do is what number divides to 20 and 48? You can see this number is divisible by the first thing is you can see this number is divisible by 5, I mean 2 or 4 also. So how much 4 divides 48 is 12. This number is divisible by also by 4 and you get 5. But you know whenever there is a 5 and 12, there's a Pythagorean triplet. If it is 5 and 12, the hypotenuse has to be 13. Now, because you divided by 4 and got these two numbers, now I have to multiply this by 4, and that gives you 52. And that's why this becomes 52. So simple question. Instead of doing all this, you can just remember the trick. And this can work out other questions also. See what is the greatest common divisor for both. And I showed you 4 divides. You got these two numbers. And then you think of a triangle, and that triangle you can remember Pythagorean. This is called Pythagorean triplet, where you just know it's 5, 12, and 13. And then because this numbers we got by dividing by 4, but now we have to get the big one, right? Now this one from here you have to get this, so you have to divide. Because this got reduced, all these lakes are reduced, so the hypotenuse you have to. I hope I make sense. So this is question number 21 is so easy. They give you this. Which of the following expression is equivalent? So how do you get AC? Look at the first one itself. This B cross out and you get A over C, right? This is A square over C square. This is AC over CA, CC. Both are there. And you get 1. This one you can't do nothing about it. This also you can't do nothing about it. So that's the answer. Question number 22 is what is the slope of this, right? Now this can be done in two ways. One is like how in algebra, pre-algebra, you solve for y to get the y-intercept. So you subtract 6x first on both sides. That means you get minus 2i minus 4 is minus 6x. Then you add 4 on both sides. So you get minus 2i is minus 6x plus 4. And then divide by minus 2. So such a long procedure, right? And you get y is 2 negative makes it positive. 2 divides 6, 3x. And plus and minus is minus. So you already know the answer. You know the answer is 3x minus 2. But the question is, are you going to do such a long procedure? Is there another way to do this? The shortcut is if you have ax plus bx plus c in the this is not in the in general form. I call it general form. And standard form is if you write bx equals c. So this is standard form. Then y equals mx plus b is the slope intercept form. And y minus y1 is m into x minus x1 is the point slope form. So there are a lot of now if you do the slope is because they ask you the slope is oh they're asking you to write in the slope. Yeah, we are done. I think if they're asking I thought they were only asking slope. If the question is asked only slope, it is minus a over b. That's what I was trying to say. So that means this is minus of minus 2 divide by 6. So you get plus 2 over 6, which is 1/3. Now my question is, if they had to ask only, let's say, x-intercept, in this same problem, the question is, what is the x-intercept? So x-intercept is, if you have this form, it is minus c over b. Like in this case, c is this one, which is minus of 4, and b is minus 2. And you get the answer. So the point is, I didn't realize it was, for this question, you have to write in the slope intercept form. You have to make the whole thing nice. Let me make it nice and clean. So you keep this, but you don't want this. So you subtract this. Both sides, you also add for both sides. So this is like a shortcut. So this 2 crosses out and you get minus 2i is, okay, and then divide by minus 2 everywhere. So you get y equals plus 3x and minus 2. Okay, I only hope I'm making sense. Just wanted to show if the slope is asked, the direct answer is minus a over b. It's like a, b, and c. If y-intercept is asked, then it is minus c over b. If x-intercept is asked, that is minus c over a. So this is like a direct question. Question number 23 is which of the following is a solution? So they gave you the equation x squared plus 25x equals 0, right? Which of the so when you have this, you can see this is like x times x plus 25x. So you can see x is common. So this is x is common. Pull out the x, use the undo distributive property, and this is remaining, and the other one is 25 remaining, and now you use zero product property. What is zero product property? It means either the first one is 0 or the second one is 0. So one of the answers is already this, and the other one is just subtract both sides by subtract 25 and get x equals 20. So you get two answers. Which of the following? So 50 no, 25 yes. So that's the correct answer. You're done. B is this. In other words, you can see the two answers that you got is 0. This is the 0 one. And if you do like this is 25. So this because the degree is 2 is the quadratic in the standard form, and if something goes like this. So there's a parabolic shape, concave arc going. Question number 24 is for this triangle, what is tan? Remember, you remember from your geometry SOHCAHTOA. What is SOHCAHTOA? Is about sine, cosine, and tangent. Is asking you tan B. So when you talk about tan B, it is opposite over. This is the one. O stands for opposite and A for adjacent. So if the angle is B, so this is the B. For this angle, if you think of reference angle is B, for this angle, opposite is the side that does not touch. This is the opposite. The side that does not touch the angle is called the opposite. And adjacent is the side that touches. So this is the side that touches. So when you say tangent of B, it has to be the one that is opposite is C, so C, and the one that is touching is A. So you're done. So you're A. Question number 25 says a chord. What is chord? Is the line segment whose end points are on the circle. So this is the chord, which is 8. This is the 8 from here to here. And a chord 8 inches long is 3 inches from the center. That means this is the center. This is 3. And this is always perpendicular. And the question is, what is the radius? So now, if this is 4, remember, if this is 4, that means the perpendicular from the center always bisects the chord. That means if this is 8, this becomes 4 and 4. So you have a triangle here, which is 4, 3. And by Pythagorean triplet, you already know that if there is 3 and 4, this has to be 5. You may be thinking this is a Pythagorean triplet because 3 square plus 4 square is 5 square. Because 3 square is 9 and 16 and this is 25. And really you get 25 equals 25 and you're done. Now I want you to do, since this is a A.C.T question, you have to don't do too much of work. You just think of shortcuts, Pythagorean triplet. So if you know Pythagorean triplet and you're done, like 3, 4, 5, right? You may say which are 8, 15, 17. These are the ones you have to know. 5, 12, 13. These are the known ones. 20, 21, 29. Of course, there are many more. So question number 26 is the length of the spring is given by this. Now they already give us, we don't have to worry about a force applied, where this is the force applied. And approximately what force in Newton must be applied for the spring length to be this? So they give you L. So just plug in here. So 0.23 equals, and then solve for F. All you do is subtract this number from both sides. And when you do this, you get when you subtract, you get 118, sorry. And this is 2/3. And then to solve for F, you have to multiply both sides by 3 over 2, reciprocal of 3 over 2 is on this side 3 over 2. And you can see 2 divides 18, 0.109. I mean 9. So you get the answer is 3 times 0.09. And that answer you get is 0.27. So 3 times 9 is 27. 2 place decimal basically will take care of this. Okay, so now we have, this is problem number 27. So question number 27 is, after a snowstorm, city workers removed an estimated 12,000 cubic meters of snow from downtown area. If this snow was spread in an even layer over an empty lot with dimensions this about how many meters deep would the layer of snow be. That means so this is already given to you as the volume of the snow, which is V, and the volume of let's see, if I want to have a three-dimensional, it is 85 by 62. So this is 85 meters by 62. The question is, what should be the height of this? What should be this height? So that the whole volume is 12,000. So the length, width, and the height. So this is the length. This is the width. So it's 85 times 62 times the height that we need to figure out. So that so much snow fits in the box. So that will be equal to 12,000. So all you do is then divide both sides by 85 times 62. So this 85, 62 cross out and get H equals, and you can plug it in the calculator. So 12,085, 62. Let's pull out the calculator. So 12,000 divided by 85 times 62. Now you get 2.277. So it is 2.277, which is between 2. So 2.27 is bigger than 2 and it is less than 3. So this number height, so this height is between 2 and 3. So question number 28 is the hypotenuse of a right triangle element shown. So this is the hypotenuse and the cosine of the angle L. So the angle L is this one. So they give us cosine of angle L is 3/4. Remember, cosine means adjacent over hypotenuse. So for this angle, for this reference angle L, for this angle L, this becomes the adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse. So how many feet long is this? The question is asking, what is this LM? How much is this height? So we can use the definition that cosine is this. So they already gave me. So adjacent. So that means this is already 3/4. 3/4 equals adjacent is what we don't know. So that's the height. And the hypotenuse is this piece, which is 22. So that goes here. So remember, this is because you have to remember from trigonometry what is SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA, where sine is opposite hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent hypotenuse, and tan is opposite adjacent. So right now we are using, they already gave you. So the good thing is they already gave you here the ratio, this ratio, which is cosine. Actual ratio of this and this is 3/4. This is 20. So if this is 22, how much is the other one? So all you do is now multiply by 22, both the sides. So you want to isolate h. So best is multiply 22 here and multiply 22. So this crosses out. And we can divide 2 here. The 2 divides 20 to 11 times. 2 divide 4 2 times. So you get 33 11 times. That's h. So half of this is 50, 16.5. That's how you get. Question arises: can we do without too many steps? Now, see, this is 22, and cosine of the angle L, is given 3/4. It means this should be 3/4 of this 22. So that means I can break this 22 into 4 parts. As if it is 20, it will be 555, and if it is 2, it will be 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So this will be 5.5. So 4 pieces will be 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. And because it is 3/4, so I'll have to add this, this, and this. So that totals to 5.5, 5.5. So you can do mental calculation also and get the answer this 16.5 this way also. Okay, it says this height has to be 3/4 of this. So you break this into 4 pieces, which I did, and then you add up three of this, and you get the answer. So question number 29 says in 4 cities, so these are the cities, 1, 2, whatever that is, and apples are grown, and every apple is considered to be is like 1,000 pounds. 1,000. So each of this symbol stands for 1,000 pounds of apples grown. Apples grown. So the question is asking, according to the graph, what fraction of the apples grown in all 4 cities? It means this, when you look at it, there's a full apple, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4, and there's a half here. This is half of the apple. So this is 4.5. So these are all together 3 apples means 3. This is 2.5, and this is 2. So all you do is add up this. And you can see I can add the whole first, 4, 3 plus 2, and then you add 2 halves. Two halves will give you one of this. So it is 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11, and 11 plus this 1, because half and half is 1, so that will give you, yeah, so this 11 plus 1 is 12. So total is 12. It means because if each apple represents 1,000, so that means we want to know what is the fraction grown in Appleton. And Appleton is this one, 2.5. That means it's 2.5. So this is 2.5. So 2.5 times 1,000 will be 2,500. And since it is 12, means it is 12,000. So all you do is you have to take a fraction. The Appletown is this number, 2,500, and then 12,000. So two of the zeros can be crossed out, and then you are left with 25 divided by 120. Again, divide by 5 here. You get 5 over 5 divides 120. And you can check if the calculator is not given, you should be able to do like this and bring down 0, and 5 goes 4 times 20. So it's 5 over 24. The answer is right here. You're done. So easy question. I'm a little confusing because of the fraction. So question is, can we do without doing much of the work? Is you can see by just counting, these are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this together 12, right? So this will be 12 out And this piece in Appletown, there is 2.5, 2.5. So that's like 2.5. See? So 2.5 means 2.5. This is 2.5. And that multiply 10 up, down. And this is another way to do. So you get 25 divided by 120, and the rest is the same thing, dividing by 5. 5 goes 5 times 25, and the other one is 524. Okay, so this is the fastest way to, instead of putting 4.5, then plus 3, and then doing this, you could also do shortcut like this by counting. You get the answer. Oh, wait, what is your name? Okay, so this question is about segment addition. That means the points B and C is given in the inside on the line segment AB here. Okay, on AD, sorry. The length of AD is 25. So what that means is AD, this length from here to here is 25. Now I'm going to change the color to next one, to red. AC is 19. Now AC basically means from here to here is 19. And then I'm going to use another color to show green one. BD is 14. That means from here to here is 14. And the question is asked pink color. Let's put it. What is the segment BC? It means from B to C. How much is this pink color in this part? Okay. Now you can do it in your own way, but I like to show my way. So because this is 25, this BD, the whole BD, because this is 25. So from 25, so 25, you take away the red one, which is, so that means AD minus AC. That means AC is 19, so which is the red color, and that answer will give you 19 will be 6. So that means which one is 6 is, it's this piece CD. So you get this as 6. Okay. So once you have this is 6. Now look at the green color. This green color BD. So if I subtract BD, which is 14, so I like 14 from, if I subtract the black color, which is CD, so CD, CD, so the black is this CD, which is minus 6, and that will give you the pink color, which is BC. So this is BC. That is 14 minus 6 is 8. And that's why the answer is this H is 8. So I wanted to focus on how did I got. So this actually, the first part is want to figure out what is the CD. So this is first part. So you get CD is 6. So to watch these steps, all this you could do without even just so the question is, do you need this? If you are doing A.C.T, if you have you'll be given a scratch paper. You can always use scratch paper to do all this. But if you want, you can do also directly. That's what my goal is because of the time. Sometimes if you want to end up quickly, so this one, so this whole thing from 25, you take away the AC 19. See, so that's 19. If you take away 25, that means this has to be 6 because 19 and 6 has to be 25. And once you know, but they also give you BD is 14. From here to here is 14. So that means this is already 6. So what adds to, so how much adds to 6? to give you 14. And you can see it has to be 8. So 8 and 6 only will give you 14. So you could do directly also like this. Mental math. So question 31 says, question 30, what is the x coordinate of the point in the standard coordinate plane at which two lines, so they give you two lines. The first one is minus 2x plus 7, and you can see this is of the form y equals mx plus b, and the slope is uh, minus 2, means the line, if this is the grid, and this is the 7, maybe this is 7, so that, and the slope is like minus 2 over 1, it's like line this way. The second one is y is 3x minus 3, that means the y-intercept is minus 3 somewhere here, and maybe, and then the slope is 1, that means every run it goes 3 up. So if I do like this, it goes, so this is another line. So there are two lines. And the question is, what is this x coordinate? Right? So this x coordinate means basically, if you drop down on the x-axis, that's what is this number. But question is, do you need to do all this? No, I'm just trying to show this. This form is called slope-intercept form. All you do is, for this place where they cross each other, y output y is x and y. This is the point which is common on the first line and the second line. So that means the y is the same. So because this is y, all you do is you put the right hand side equal. That means minus 2x plus 7 is 3x minus 3. See? And then solve for x. So add 2x both sides. So that will be plus 7 equals 5x minus 3, and then add 3 both sides. You get 10 equals 5x. Dividing by 5, you get 2, and you get the answer. So not difficult, but question is, can you do directly without showing all these steps? All you do is this equal this, right? So you can just little quick, you can say, okay, this minus 2x goes on this side, this minus 3 goes, or you write this equation directly equals 3x minus 3. You can do shortcut. This is minus, so I'll take it on the other side, which will be 2x here. And this minus 3, take it on the other side here. This will be minus 3. And then put a line. This will be 5. Sorry, 7 minus 3 will be 5. I think this should be plus. So 7 plus 3 is 10. And this is 5x. And then you know the x has to be, because what multiplies to 5 to get to 10, and hit x has to be 10, x has to be 2. And you're done. Question number 32 is very easy. So they give you an equation like this, and all you do is find t. So you have to solve for t. So all you do is solve for t, means isolate t. So what I'm going to write is, I'm going to write 4t minus 7 is s. So first step is add 7 both sides. So this crosses out and you get 4t is s plus 7. And then divide both sides by 4. See? So this 4 crosses out, and you get t equals s plus 7 divided by 4, and you're done. So you can see s plus 7 is the answer K. Question 33, find the area of the parallelogram. Now area of the parallelogram is length times the width, or the length times the height. So the length is this, but then this one has two pieces, 5 plus. So what is 5 plus 15 is 20. And the height is 12. All you do is multiply. Uh, so it is 20 times 12. And you can see, forget the 0, just just multiply 2 and 12 gives you 24, and put this 0 and you get 240. So you could do directly without even doing all this. So this is 20, and think of 20 just 2 only. So 2 multiplies 12 to get 24. Because 20 had a 0, you put a 0 and you get quick answer. Or you do this area of the parallelogram formula, which is length into height, and then length is adding this 2 and all that. Okay. And 34 says b is given, and the question is what is a minus b. So because I'm gonna put a plus 3 first equals b. So because there's a minus b, so let's let's take away this 3. So first I'm gonna do take away 3 both sides. So that way you get 3a equals b minus 3, and then subtract 3 from both. So this is a little tricky question here. And you're doing this way. See? So that means you're after subtracting b from both sides, you get a minus b, and this crosses out, and you get minus 3. So this piece a minus b, which is equal to minus 3. So instead of a minus b, you replace it by minus 3 and raised to 4. Because this is even, the minus vanishes and become plus. And 3 times 4 is 81. That's because if you multiply 3, this 3 will give you 9, this will give you 9. 9 times 9 is 81. So very easy. The little difficult part is like how to solve to get this a minus b form. So that's what the little confusing step here, how to go about doing that. The first step is I subtracted 3. So I subtract 3 and I wrote the subtract 3 here. Sometimes instead of writing here, you can write here also. It's the same thing. Hope that helps. So question 35 is a park has a shape and dimension in miles given the office. The park office is located halfway between. That means here from A to B, halfway down there is a office located A. And then uh, which of the following is located? Which of the following is the location of the park? So you're given a lot of option here. So the direction, this is the north, this is the east. Going to the right is the east. Going to the left is the west. And going down is south. Okay, so now because this is 9, let's drop a perpendicular here. So that means this piece is given to you 12 in the beginning. So 12 minus 9, 12 minus 9, this will be 3 here. And so, and this will be 9. So 9, because this is 9, this will be 9. Now all you do is drop a perpendicular from this point, this way, see. So when you draw a perpendicular, you will see this angle. There are two triangles there. One is a smaller one, and one is a bigger one, like this. Both angles have the same this angle, and these are 90. So by a similar triangle theorem, these two triangles are similar. Now, because these two are equal, that means this is half of this. So that means naturally this distance will be half of this distance. So if the whole thing is 9, so halfway down will be 4.5. So this one, let me take this off. So this will be, so this will be 4.5 to the right. So it means 4.5 to the right. And this part, because this is double of this one, this is half of this. So because this is 8, this also is 8. So this becomes half. So come 4 down. That means you go 4.5 right, that means to the east, and you go 4 to the right, like this. Sorry, 4 down, that means south. So your answer becomes 4.5 miles east and 4 miles south. I hope I make sense to you. The understanding piece is there's a shortcut. Maybe you could do it directly without even geometry. You could do, because if this is 9, you just have to say this is this way, and you want to know half of it, right? So because this is 8, half of this is 4. So it means you're going down 4. So this is how it is. And because this is 9, this also is 9, and half of 9 is 4.5. Okay. So you can directly also say this is 4.5 to the right, and you go down, and that's it. So no need of a triangle or similar postulate, and sides when two triangles are similar like this, and sides are proportional, all that thing is not needed. You could just use your common sense and get the answer. Okay. So again, let me show this again. This is question number 36. The large, so there are two numbers. One is a bigger number. So this is the large number, and there is a smaller number. The smaller number, if x is the smaller number, so this is like x. So this is a smaller number, and this larger number, but it says, I want you to understand this, you will hold on with this piece later on, but this is the easy part. The sum of twice the larger number. It means 2 times this large number plus 4 times, 4 times, 4 times the smaller number, which is this one, equals, so is 58. So this is already given to you. So the question is, so this is already x. So what goes here? What is the larger number? If you look at this, mm, of course, I'm hope you guys are trying this. The larger number exceeds 3 times the smaller number by 4. Now, these English words are so confusing. What does that mean? Means the larger number is bigger. So exceeds basically is bigger. Large number is 3 times. Which is 3 times the smaller number. Smaller number by how much? Plus by 4. So that means it is by 4. So in other words, another way to write the English words could be large number is 4 more than. So this would be better way, more than 3 times the smaller number. That would be easier way to understand it. So the large number is I hope I'm making, so it is 4 more. 4 more basically means exceeds by 4. That's what this means. So this plus 4 basically exceeds by 4. Then 3 times this. So in other words, the large number is so this is 3 times x plus 4. So now I'm going to plug in large number here. So this is 3x plus 4. And that's why the answer is 2 times. You can see this J is the correct answer. I hope I'm making sense. As I said, you need to read this, and the first part looks a little crazier. If you can get directly, that's fine. From the first information itself, you could say the large number. You could write like this: the large number is uh, 3 times the smaller number, which is x, because they gave you x is the smaller number, By how much more? It is 4. So this way. And then the second statement, sum basically means two parts. Sum of twice the larger number. So it is twice the larger number. But the larger number is already we did here. So it is 2 times 3x plus 4. And what else? So sum basically means plus. So you're adding this and the 4 times smaller. So 4 times the smaller. And the answer is 58. So this is how you're supposed to do. Okay, thank you. Members of the fire department lean a 26 ladder. So suppose this is the ladder, which is 26 over a wall. This is the wall, let's see, against the building. So this is the building. The, the side of the building is perpendicular to the level ground, so that the base of the ladder is 10 feet away from the building. That means if this is the base here, this is the base, this is 10 feet, this is 10 feet, but this is perpendicular, and the ladder is 26. So the question is how far up the, so what is this? How far up basically? This is the top of the ladder, and how much is this distance? Now, one way to do is most of the students do is this is A and this is B, so this is C, and use Pythagorean formula to do this. It's like A square plus B square equals C square, and you know the A is 10, B is what we need to figure out. This is B. So B square and C is 20. So now if you can do like this, because this will be 100, and if you subtract now 26 square, you'll have to multiply 26 and 26. That will be a lot of big number, and that number you have to subtract 100, and then you have to take so much work. So there's an easy way out to do this, and the easy way out to do this, what you do is you can see this 10 and this 26. You can divide both by, if you divide this by 2, okay, if you divide by both by 2, it becomes half. So that means you get a red triangle. Watch this. So this becomes 5 and 5 and 13. So if this is 13 and this is 5, Pythagorean, so you have to remember Pythagorean triplet. And what a Pythagorean triplet is, that 5, 12, and 13 is always Pythagorean triplet, because 5 square plus 12 square is 13 square. You can see 5 times 5 is 25. This is 144 and this is 169. This together is 169 is 1. So that's why we say, okay, the moment you know this is 5 and this is 13, the other one has to be 12. Now, the red one is a smaller number we got by dividing. That means the green one, how do we find this height? This will be double of whatever this. You have to multiply the 12, because from big to get 13, we have to divide by 2. And from 10 to get 5, we have to divide by 2. That means going other way, it will be double. So go this way is double. So that means 12, double of 12 is 24. And that's how you get 24. Easier ways, easiest way. But as I say, if you get confused, when you do this, all this maths, multiply 26 square, so 26 times 26, I mean, 6 6 are 36, 3, 6 times 12, 13, 14, 15, 2 times 6 is 12, 1, 2 times 2 is 4. So you get a big number like this. So you get 676, you subtract 100, and you get 576, which is actually 24 times 24, because you have to take a square root. Anyway, I just try to show you the shortcut. So this question is the most easiest question. This is a square and a circle is inscribed inside, or a square circumscribes a circle, which is 5 foot in radius. So they already given the 5 foot, that means the circle has the radius, which is 5. What is the area of the square? Now, if this is 5, that means this is the center. That means this also has to be 5. So this also has to be 5, because they are radius. This radius, this also. This together is 5. That means this is 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. So if this is 10, this also is 10. So this is 10. And area of the square is square is side square, and that is 10 square, and 10 square is 100. So some questions are so easy. Question 39, the ratio of the side of a triangle is exact. So this is the ratio. It means if the side is, let's say, if this is 7, if this is 7, and if this is 11, and this is 13. I'm just making my own. And then there is another triangle. Uh, this triangle is similar to, the second triangle is similar to the first. The shorter side is 9. That means if this is 7, I'll make it little 9 here. So everything will go. So the question is asking, this is the longest one. How much length will be the long one? And because the sides are proportional, so this is the one, let's see, you don't know this. So I'll put in x. So you get x over 13. So we have x over 13 is 9 over 7. So sides are proportional if two triangles are similar. So this side corresponds to this long one, and this is 9 correspond to this, and multiplying by 13 both sides. So you get 9 times 13. If you multiply, you get 117, and divide by 7, you get 16.7. You get the answer, and you're done. Okay, so this is one way to do. Or if you do not want to draw, or is there a way to do directly? And that is because this is a smaller one, and the shorter side, that means there is a triangle like this, and maybe this is the short and this is the long. This one is given to use 9. So these are only the what ratio other triangle has, sides ratio, not actual length. This doesn't mean actual length, but that's the one with 7, 11, and 13 does not have no common divisors. So the divisor is just a 1. So that's why we say these are the uh, sides of a first triangle, the ratios. Now, one thing is got 7 to 9, that means 7 to 9, that means the ratio from this small to this is 9, 7. So this goes to 9. So you can, so this one also has to go 9, 7. So this is 9, 7. So this also has to go 9, 7 times the 13. So you can do directly 9, 7 times the 13. So without actual figure also you can do, because it grows. This is becoming bigger. From 7 it goes to 9. That means this also has to go that much ratio. 9, 9 seventh. This is 9 seventh of the 13. So you could do this way also, which is of course 117 divided by 7. This you have to do. And you get the answer 16.7. So ABCD is a trapezoid. And what is the meaning of a trapezoid? Basically means these two are parallel. So if I have a line joining this point, this becomes a transversal, then this angle and this angle has to become equal. Alternate interior angle. So if this is 25, this also is 25. So question was asked, how much is this? And in a semicircle, if you have something, this altogether is 180 here. Now, this piece here is 180. So from 180, you have to take away the 25 and 100. So it's become 125. And if you subtract that, you get 55. So simple. So the answer is 55. So that way you get this answer. Or you want to work out and say, hey, 25 plus whatever that you don't know plus 100 is 180. Because when you have something like this, these two angles are angle addition, or semicircle. These three angles, they always add up to 180 degrees. If this is a semicircle and there are three angles there, 1, 2, and 3, they all add up to 180. Question number 21. In the figure, you see they're asking you, what is the perimeter? Perimeter means adding all around. Okay, from here, this piece that you see, I'll put it right here. And this 4 we can put right here. Okay, this becomes 4. And this is what so far we don't know, but let's check here. This part I'm going to put here, and this part 3, I'm going to put 3 here. So this is 4 and this is 3. And this green, this 2 will be here. And then this one, whatever this is, will be here. So the main thing, this is total is 4, 5 plus 4 plus 3. That is 9 plus 3 is 12. That means this side also will be 12. Even though this is going to be 8 because this whole thing is 12. 12 minus 8. Okay, so that is 8 and this will be 4. So now that you know the pink color is 12 plus 12, which is 24. And then you have this 14, so this also is 14. So there are two 14, so it is 28, and you get 30. So you get, wait, hold on, 52, sorry. So that's 52. So the answer is 52. I hope I made sense. Just to want to clarify again. So the main thing is trying to complete this whole thing. So this part is trying to complete. So if this is 14, this also is 14. This piece is put here. This piece is put here. See? And this piece is right here. Then and this one is put here. And what else we missed here? This green is here. And this orange 3 is right here. So that way you have those numbers. So this is 5, this is 4, this is 3, everything adds to 12. So if this is 12, this also is 12. And if this is 14, this also is 14. So I hope that makes sense. Question number 42. He says, out of 517 graduating seniors from this school, 4/5 will be attending college. Now, what is 4/5? Now, 4/5 basically means there is a 5 at the bottom, right? So we can easily approach, because the question is asking is which of the following estimates. So when you talk about estimate, you can think instead of 570, I'll round it maybe 500. And if you take fifth of it, divide by 5, you get 100, right? So it means when you talk about 4/5, but so each of this will be like 100 if I divide, but because there's 4, you multiply 4, that means 400 students, they go to college. And of this 400, half of the students will be attending state college. That means out of 400, another, if you divide by 2, you get 200. So therefore, the answer is approximately 200. So this is just an estimate you can do. Or you could also use your regular algebra. So 4/5 of the college graduating seniors, 507. And then whatever the answer that you get here, you'll have to divide the whole thing by half. See, so this becomes a lot of work here. If you multiply, uh, that will be 4 times. So if I take, let's see. So you can use directly also 4/5 of the college students. It means 4/5 of the 512, and then whatever the answer you get, you divide by 2, or I will just write half of it. So this whole thing into half. But 5 times 2 is 10, so you get 4, 10, and if I cross this out, this will be 4 times 51.2, because there's a decimal here which moves one place to the left. And if you multiply this, you get 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 1 is 4, 5, and 4 times 5 is 10. 200. And because there's one place decimal, you go back. So it is actual number is 205. Almost 205 students will be going to the local community college. Or as I said, the shortcut is an easy way to do. Instead of doing this is too much of work, you could directly do the way I showed you. Just assume this is 500 and there is a 4/5. So divide by 5 is 100 and multiply by 4. You get 400 and then divide by 2, you get 200 and you get the answer. Question number 43 say, now this is like a Boolean algebra it is called. It means this one has a meaning, whatever that x and y, when you try to do this operation, whatever that operation that you see at a square with a circle, it only means it's the difference between the first one and double of the second and square. Now, if you are given this, it means your x is 5 and y is -3, or you do plug in 5 here and minus 2 times of -3 because your y is -3. So this 2 negative makes it positive. So you get 5 plus 2 times 3 is 6. You get 11. Wait a minute. Oh, I forgot to put a square here. So it is 11 square. And what is 11 square is 121 and we get the answer. So question number 44. If 125% of a number is this, so there are two information. Now, what is this number? I'll call it as n. It means 125% of the n is given to you 425. Okay. It means 125% basically means it is 125 you divide by 100 and you take off this two zeros, it becomes 1.25. So this is 1.25 times and E is 425. So dividing by 1 to 5, you get the number as n equals, so I'm going to keep this is the number, okay, 1.25. Now what's the next question? What is 65% of that number? It means 65% is 0.65 times this number, which is 4.25. And you use the calculator, you multiply these two, and then divide by this, you end up getting to 21. So you will need a calculator. So you will have an inbuilt calculator where you can directly use that and get the answer. I hope that. Question number 45 is, what is the distance? So the distance formula is, you can use x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus, we have two numbers. If you have 2 points on the grid here, and there is a point, 2 points like this, so that is the distance here, this point x1 and y1. We can use the formula that formula, distance formula. So d equals, and now this is that x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. So all you do is plug it in here. So it becomes square root of x2, x1 minus x2, that means 2 minus 5. So 2 minus 5 square. And then there is y1 minus y2. It means you're subtracting 3 and 5. Okay, and you get the answer. 2 minus 5 is minus 3 square. And this is minus 2 square. That will be 9 plus 4. And you get square root of 13. And that's the answer. Okay, 46. What's happening? Why it's not writing? Hmm, I think, okay, I have to, okay. The ratio of the radii of two circles is given. That means if this is 9 and the other one is 16. So this is R1, R first one, and this is R2. The question is how is the circumference ratio? The first one. So what's the circumference is this? The circumference is first. You can see because it is the length, this is just a length, right? So circumference is 2 pi r, 2 pi r. So the first one will be radius and second one will be 2 pi r, second r2. Basically, if I want to take the ratio, the circumference grows equally by the same scale factor. So growing from this basically means from 9 to 16. The first circle to the second one is 9 by 16. It means 916. So the smaller one, this is 916. So this radius is whatever this radius. The first one is 9/16 of the second one. Or we say first one divided by second one is 9 by 16. So if this is the thing, then also the circumference over the second one also has to be 9 by 16 by default. But if you get confused, you don't know how to do this, then you'll have to do actual work and say, okay, first circumference of a second circumference. The formula says it is 2 pi. First circumference is r1. The second circumference again 2 pi r2. This 2 pi crosses out and you get this 2. But this is already given to you, the radii of the two circles with 9 by 16. And that's it. Question number 47. A circle in the standard xy coordinate plane is tangent to the x-axis at 4 and tangent to the y-axis. That means if this is x-axis and the y-axis, so circle is a tangent basically means this is x-axis and this is the y. And let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. At these two places, the circle is a tangent to the both the x-axis. That means at so the center becomes the so the center becomes the okay, this becomes this is 4 and 4. So which is h and k. So center is represented by h and k. So this is h and k, and that is 4 and 4. And when to write in the central form, so the central form equation of a circle is x minus h the whole square plus y minus k the whole. I mean, this is the standard form. So if you just write x square plus y square equals r square, it means that's when the circle is center has center is at the origin where it is 0 and 0. So I'm gonna plug it in. These are the HK is 4 and go. So this become 4 and this also become 4. And at the same time the radius becomes 4, 4 also. So this is the radius. So R is 4. So this equals, so I put 4 here, and so the whole thing reduces to x minus 4 the whole square plus y minus 4 the whole square, and 4 times 4 is 16, and that's the answer. I can say this. D is the answer. So question number 48, using complex number I square. Remember, I basically means imaginary unit, and if you square, it is minus 1. If you cube, it is minus I. And if you write I raised to 4 equals plus 1. And besides, you also have to know if you have a square plus b square, it is always a plus bi and a minus bi. Now, you are given this expression. All I will do first is the bottom piece. See, the bottom piece is 1 plus I and 1 minus I. So this is of the form A is A and B is minus 1 here. You can't see it. So B is 1. So A and B is 1. So the directly we can use from here, you go backwards. From here, from right, you go left. That means if you have A plus this, and then again A minus BI, the answer is A square plus B square, which is 1 plus 1 square plus 1 square. And that is 1 plus 1 is 2. So the bottom piece of this will be, so the top is 1 plus 2i and the bottom is 2. So this 2 crosses out and you get 1 plus I. And you're done. See, so simple it is. So 1 plus I is F. This one. Hope that helps. Or if you forget, let's see, suppose you forget why this answer is 2. You can also use box method like this. So you can say 1 minus I, 1 minus I, and 1 plus I. And then multiply 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times I is I, then minus I times this will be minus I, and minus times and I will be minus I square. So these two will cross out, that they are opposite, plus and minus. So what are you left with? 1 and minus I square. So the whole thing becomes 1 and minus I square. But I square is minus 1 from physics piece. So this whole thing is minus 1. So 1 minus minus plus, and you get answer is 2. Same thing. But it would be nice if you remember this. It's like this. If you have 2 plus 3i, let's say, okay, and you multiply 2 minus 3i, you can see 2, 2, this is like A, and this is a B. Then they are, one of them has plus, so the both complex, they are conjugate. Another thing is they are conjugate of each other. Conjugate of each other. I hope that makes sense. I just want to finish the whole 48 and we have 12 more questions. Okay, question number 49. Question number 49 says, which of the following describe the total number of dots in the first n rows? In the triangle arrangement below, you can see the dots, the first row. This one has got 2 dots. I'll just write. This one has got 4 dots. This one has got 6 dots. This one has got 8 dots. And you can see each time you're adding 2 more dots. That means if I want to add a first row, that means S1 called first row, it means there are only 2. If you are adding the 2 rows, first 2 rows, it is 2 plus 4, and which is 6. Then if what is S3 basically means you are adding 1, 2, and 3. So that means it is 2 plus 4 plus 6, and you get 12. So if I want to add the first 4 rows, it means you're adding 1, this part, all of them. So that means it is 2, and this one has got 8, right? So this is 8. And you can see the pattern there. I'm not interested here. So what is important? Look at this pattern. We want to know, likewise, if you go n rows, it means if you go on doing this triangle, that means there will be like these dots. And this is the nth row. It could be any row. So what do you what do you get? So this is like 2 plus 4 plus 6. It will go on like this. Next is 10 and plus like this. So we can write this Sn equals. And you can see there's a 2 which is common for all of them. So I will write 2 plus, and there will be somewhere nth term. Now here, whichever the nth term will be 2n because it gets multiplied by 6. This is 2 times 1. Next one is 2 times 2. This is 2 times 3. This is 2 times 4 and like that. So this will be nth number because there's the nth row. This will be 2n. So directly we could also do that. You can see there's a 2 common. So it is like if I take 2 and this become 1 plus 2 plus 3 like this and so on till n. And 1 plus this is same as directly n times n plus 1 divided by 2. So it's like a arithmetic sequence adding 1 plus 2. If you have 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square, this way it is n into uh, n plus 1 to n plus 1 divided by 6. So those are kind of a rule that if it is square, then this is how the formula works. If it is 1 cube, so if you have cubes, then it is n into n plus 1 over 2, the whole square. Anyway, so the goal is you get this answer is n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So this 2 crosses out and you get n into n plus 1, you get the answer. Now you may got confused what happened, what did we do here? So this is confusing, right? So instead of this, is there another way to do this? Okay, let's do that. Let me clear this. And let's use without much. So these are 2, right? So it is 2. Next is 4. Next is 6 like this. And next is 8. And you can see this number that you see 2, 4, 6, 8. And you want to know this one. Almost the same thing. So this becomes 2n. And the sum of the sum, because it is an arithmetic sequence, you are adding plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Because you are adding the sum of the first n terms, if you remember from arithmetic, uh, this is series. It means you add, if you add this one is series adding 1 to n. So you will see the last number is 2n here. So this is 2n. So first one is A1, this is like A2, this is like A3. Okay. So this is nth term. So Sn formula is n over 2 and then parenthesis the first one and the n term. So this is another way to do this. And this becomes n over 2, A1 is 2 and An is 2n. And you can see the 2 we can pull out, use undo distributive property. You can write it as 2 into 1 plus. So this crosses out and you get n into n plus 1. So this I hope made sense to you to show in different ways, different approach to do this. And sometimes you could also use your common sense. Another third strategy you could have used is, okay, this one, now this cannot be the answer because this is just a number. We have to have some n term like this. So this one will go till n. So there has to be n. It's not fixed because you're going on adding the rows, right? You are going on adding 1, 2, like this. So n term. So it can't be just a 30 because we already get 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 plus 10 is 24. 24 plus uh, 12. So that way, uh, if there is a 6, they did not tell us exactly how many rows. It's just a nth row. So this cannot be the answer. So the question is, can it be 2n? Now, B, this one, the second, so the second is, they give you 2n, right? So this 2n cannot be the sum because 2n basically represents each, suppose I put 1, right? So this is 2 times 1 is 2. So that's the, this represents. So if it is 2, it will be 4, correct? But adding this, it is 4 plus 2 is 6, right? So this cannot be the answer. It is adding this 2. So that fails. Even this fails. 1 square is 1. This cannot be 1 square because 1 square, the first row, if you put 1 square is 1, but the first row itself has got 2 dots. And like this, you can check for the next one. So the question is it this one? So, okay, let's like keep it like this and just check for 1. If I put n is 1, first row, n is 1, it becomes 1 into 1 plus 1, and that becomes 2 to get 2. So this is 2 is correct. If I put n is 2, becomes 2, and you get 2 plus 1 is 3, you get 6. And that is correct. 2, this 4 and this 2 together is 6. So that takes care. What about n is 3? So that will be 3 into 3 plus 1. It is 3 times 4, which is 12. And that means this way already 6 here, and then there are 6 more here. So there's 6 more here. So that's why this is correct. See, if I and the last one I'll do one more and I'm done. N is 4, so it is 4 times 4 plus 1. It is 4 times 5 is 20. So until this one was 20. See, this pieces were 20. Sorry, 12. This was 12. This was 12, and now you have another row which has 8, and you can see it really works. So this really works. You get 20 because 12 plus 8 is 20. So this means this formula works, and you can get that way also. So taking each one. So anyway, hope that makes sense to you guys. Whichever you feel comfortable, you know the answers. For A.C.T question, what is important? You can use your common sense and get the answer. Okay. So I hope this helps. So question number 50 says, after polling a class of 24 students, that means in a class there are 24. These are total students are 24 total, boys and girls. Oh, not boys and girls, the soccer. So students who play soccer and those who play basketball. So the teacher asked by asking, show your hands, how many of you play soccer? So 9 students say they play soccer. So I'm gonna put this is 9 students soccer. Okay. So there are 9 here. And 21 students play basketball like this. This is basketball. So some of them they play both basketball also. Now these students are 21. Now if you add 21 plus 9, that means it becomes 30. But actually the students are only 24. That means from 30 you'll have to take away students who play both. And if you do this, you get 6. So that means there are 6 students like this. Otherwise, 9 minus 6 is 3 students who play only soccer. These are the students who play only soccer. And 21 minus 6, if you do, there are 15 students who play only basketball. So it's good to understand the whole Venn diagram. This is called Venn diagram. Okay. So that way. So they may say, what is the probability? Like they can give you this. And if you select a student, what are the chances that the students plays uh, either of the matches, either of the match? So what you are doing is you are actually adding probable chances that the boy student is a soccer because there are nine. So you say, okay, 9 out of 24. And plus basketball, there are 21, so 21 out of 24. And then you have to subtract the students who play both 6 out of 20. This is called addition rule of probability, addition rule of probability. So it means if a student is selected, what are the chances that either he plays that or this? So this becomes, and it has to be 1 because it's going to be 24 divided by 24 because it's given that among the 24 students, those who play soccer and basketball. So I hope that makes sense. Question number 51. Which of the following is the set of all real numbers? In other words, what should be x so that if you plug in, you end up, you want to know what number makes it true. That means you have x plus 2 and x plus 5. So if I get x on one side, means you subtract x both sides, this crosses out, you get 2 greater than 5. And 2 cannot be greater than 5 because 2 is less than 5. So this is false. So, and because this is false, we can see there's no solution for this. So what that basically means, of course, empty set the answer, there's no value. So no value of x will make this inequality true. So if you want to understand with the visuals, one of them is x, so y equals x plus 2 is a line that goes through 2 and the slope is 1 over 1. So you have like this. So you go 1 and 1 right, 1 and 1 right like this. So this is the line, first one. The second line is y is x plus 5. It means it starts at 5 like this, starts 5, and the slope is 1 over 1. Same thing. So 1, 1, 1, 1 like that. And you can see these two lines are parallel. These are the red and the black lines are parallel. They never cross each other, so there is no solution. They don't have no point common on them. So this is the answer, empty set. Question 52 says, pentagon has 5 sides. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are the diagonals. Shown how many diagonals does the heptagon has. So how many do you think? So one thing is literally trying to do the work. You see 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'll use another color. From here, if I start this point, it goes uh, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I'm using green color from here, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm going to use another color, black, 11 from here, 11, 12, 13. And if I start here, I'll use a pink color, come 14. See, so the answer is 41 way to do this. But is there a general formula to know the number of diagonals for n diagonals? So suppose there's a big pentagon. So this pentagons, if there is any n-sided figure, so n-sided. So the formula is n into n minus 3 divided by 2. And because heptagon has got 7 sides, you can just plug in here 7 into 7 minus 3 and divide by 2. You get 7 times 4 divided by 2. That is 7 times 2, and the answer is 14. So this is how you can do for any. if they are sometime interior angles, sometimes they ask what is the sum of the interior angles of a n sided like this, then it is n n minus 2 times 180. This, but if they ask you a regular one like this, that means if all of them are equal like this, each one, then you have to divide by n. So there are a lot of formulas to know. The top one is total number of interior angles of a polygon like this. But if you divide by n, it is each of those. That means you have to have a regular. Regular means all sides should be equal. So a lot of information there. So this question number 53 is about, remember when you have a circle pie chart, so information is split into, let's see, they gave you a draw circle showing, so the John is trying to show his favorite ice cream. So he says 35% of his friends said chocolate. So 35%. Now, see, I can break this 100% if I want to write. It means this half. So this is like 25%, 25%, 25%, 20. Each one is 90, 90, 90, 90. So this way, you may not get exact answer. The question is asking what will be the degree measure of the vanilla sector. So that means something here he wants to know. Let's see if this is vanilla sector, because vanilla sector is given to you is 25%. So that means this is 25%, 20%. So, but then we need to know what fraction of this, how much is this angle compared to the whole around. Now remember 25% is 20 out of 100. Then you have to multiply it by 360 because you want to know out 360. So another way to write is like a proportion. That means we have, if it is 20 out of 100, then out of 360, what is the degree here? D is the degree. So basically you're multiplying 360 this side and 360 this side, and this crosses out, and this is that how much is the angle, degree, D, and that's the same thing shortcut I wrote here. So then now we can cross out these zeros, two zeros up and down. And what I left is this. So 2 times 32 is 72. 70, 36, 36. Sorry, this is 36. So you get 72 answer. That's the answer. Now I want to spend time on this to really understand because it has a lot of information. But because the question was about vanilla, I straight away went because vanilla has 20%. So So this is how you do it. I hope that makes sense. Now this question is about sine. Okay, so let's see this question. Let me take a new. Okay, so this question is about sine theta. This is trigonometry part. So let's check. Sine theta is given to you. Now what is sine theta basically means? They gave it 4/5, but we know it is opposite side of a hypotenuse. So you can draw a simple triangle to show that this is 4 and this is 5 and this is a triangle, right triangle where the angle is theta, whatever that's theta. This is 90 degrees. So for this angle, this is the opposite side and this is the hypotenuse. By just knowing these two information, we can find the third side because Pythagorean triplet says that this has to be 3. But if you say you don't remember, I can call this as A, B, and C. And you can do A square plus B square equals C square. And A is what you don't know. Maybe B, 4 square, and the other one is 5 square. So A square is 16, that is 25. And if you subtract 16 both sides, you get A square is 9. And you put a square root, you get A is 3. So, or you are supposed to know 3, 4, 5 is a Pythagorean triplet. It has to be. Now, why I'm showing this is directly we can say if this is theta, what is tan theta here? So the tan theta is opposite over adjacent. So opposite is this one, which is 4, and adjacent is 3. See? So tan theta is 4 over 3, which is plus 4 over 3. And that is for the angle theta this. When theta is between 90 and 0, in other words, it is the acute angle. Acute angle. So right now, you are given information, what is this pi by 2? Pi by 2 is 90 degrees, and the angle is more than 90 and less than pi is 180 degrees. This is in radians, this pi by 2 angle given in radians, I convert to this. So that means if this is the case, um, this is means there is an angle here, this one, and this angle, this is the angle, obtuse angle, which is more than 90 degrees. Because this is 0 degrees and this is like 30, 45, 60, like this. Yeah. And this is 90, and then it is more than, so the angle is more than 90, and maybe this is 180 here. So the main goal is, the point is in which quadrant is this? Is, remember, in the second quadrant, it is always plus, minus, minus and plus. That means tan, by definition, so okay, there are, in this case, tan, by definition of theta, is y over x. So y coordinate is here positive, and x coordinate is negative. So the whole thing becomes negative. So your answer has to be negative. So even though this tan theta is, for the acute angle, it is 4 by 3. But in this case, tan theta, it has to be negative. So you write minus 4 by 3. And you can see G is the answer. If they had to ask, let's see, cosine of theta, then cosine is, from this one, it is adjacent, that is 3 over 5. So it is 3 over 5, but how do you know whether it's positive or negative? And remember, x is cosine theta and y is sine theta. So that means cosine has to be negative. So this answer has to be negative and positive. So some of you will find this difficult if you have did not do this trigonometry. So here it is minus like this. And this is by default, it is plus because it is plus sign here. This y coordinate is positive. Sine is y is sine theta. So this is how it is. But I think uh, you can remember also, there's a trick to remember this, that if you have this add sugar to coffee. What is the meaning of this? Add sugar to coffee. It means here all are positive. All, it means sine is positive, cosine is positive, and tan also is positive. But here in the second one, sugar means sine. Sine is positive. That means cosine is negative and tan is negative. Now in this case, T stands for tan. Tan is positive in the third quadrant, but sine is negative and cosine negative. In the fourth quadrant, coffee means cosine is positive and sine is negative and tan is negative. I hope that helps. So the moment I gave you this, I mean, this is in the second quadrant, means you are here. So tan has to be negative. So this tan has to be negative. And to figure out that, you have to draw that triangle that I show. From this information, it is opposite over adjacent, and then you find, sorry, opposite over hypotenuse, and then you find adjacent. Sometimes they may not give you directly triplet like this, 3, 4, 5. So in this case, they gave, but if it is not a Pythagorean triplet, you can use Pythagorean formula. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, so now this is the solution of this is system of inequalities. System of inequalities. So you are given two lines. I think let's take the easy one. What is the equation of this line? And it goes through one. So it means when you talk about y, equals mx plus b. So the b part is 1. So this is 1. So this is plus 1. And the slope for this is it goes 1 up and 1 right, 1 up. See? 1 right, 1 up. So that means the slope here is 1x. So that gives you 100% guarantee. Of course, they already give it in all cases. This is the same. So we know this one, but I have to put less than equal to because it is this region that we have to think of all this. Next, the second equation is all because there are two equation. One is this two, and one is this three. They look these three are like so. We have to check from here. It starts at -3. I mean, all of them has minus, so it is y. I'm gonna keep this space here. Something starts at -3 and then x. Then what multiplies? What is the slope? And for that, I'm using a green color to show. That means this time, I want to take this point and maybe this point. So I'm going to go, you go to the left one, you go two to the left. If you get confused, let me take this off. So you go two to the left, and then you go two left, and you go one, two, and three. See? So it means you're going to the left means it is -2 to the left and going up. I mean, sorry, you're going 2 to the left basically means the slope is going -2. It is -2 here. You're going left and then you go up means 3. Now it means we got this one. We got this piece which is one of this, so it cannot be this. Now, which one is the first? Which one is the next is? And because this region, you have to think of above. See, this is above like this. This is the above. So we have to put greater than equal to because it is more. So this is the correct answer. So your equation is y greater than -3 over 2x minus 3. So this one and this equation is y. So it is both. It has to satisfy both equations. So you have to say and this, and not or. So that's why it is confusion. So you have to write the right answer is the last one. You can see this is that the same thing, and this one is greater. I hope I made sense to you. Is again I repeat, you first find the first line and you get this equation. Then you find this, you get this equation, and because this region is between the two, so it is below this. So if it is below means less than, and the other one is here is above, see, greater, like this. Of course, this also is there, but then our goal is here, this piece, because this and that. So that's why you put greater than equal to. I hope I make sense. Thank you. So this is a question is in the pre-calculus they have. We don't do it much in algebra 2, but the question is asked for the A.C.T to challenge the student. What all you do is just put. So you are given f of x is 2x squared plus 3. And what about if the input becomes, instead of x, if the input is x plus h? So all you do is you replace this x, red color, by x plus h. So I'm going to write this is x plus h equals, let me use this, which means f of this is 2 times you square the whatever that x plus h, the color. So this is x plus h. And next what you do is, what is a plus b? The whole square is, you square the first, then you multiply these two and double them. Multiply those two and double it, and plus the b square. So this is the formula. So in this example, the 2 stays the same, but this piece and this plus 3 I'm going to write as it is. So this whole thing is like a and b. So this is like x and the other one is h. So all you put is x, x, and the other one you put is h. See this one. So that means you square the first, that means square the first and double this, multiply and double. So it means x times h and double. And then you square this, so this means h square. And then use distributive property, that becomes 2x squared. 2 times 2 is 4xh plus this is 2h squared and then plus 3. And look up which is the correct answer. And I think it is the last one. We are done. Hope this helps. Question number 57 is which. Mhm. Question number 50. Which of the following is the graph in the standard xy coordinate if y is given? So you are given y is, that means the function is given f of x. So it is a standard form. It is a rational form because it has a polynomial up and down. Okay, so this is a rational function. Now, I want you to, first of all, can we reduce this? Can we make it little? This one has a domain, and the domain is everything you can take except the denominator should not be 0. And you can see all x, but x should not be 0. That's the domain. So in other words, the regular ones at 0, there is a vertical question arises. Looks like there is a vertical asymptote, or is it like a hole? So one of them has to be checked for vertical asymptote or a hole. But in this example, you can see the numerator, there's a x which is in both places. We can pull out this. And if you pull out this x, you get x plus 3, divide by x. And clearly see cannot be 0. So this whole thing now is as good as x plus 3. See. So these two equations, this is a linear, this is a line. Linear means this is a line, and this is a kind of a graph. Okay, so this is a rational function. This is a linear function, which is, but this one, we have to draw a line. We have to draw, that means I have to draw a line through 3 because there's a plus 3 and the slope is 1 over 1 to compare to y equals mx plus b. So y-intercept starts at 3, see? But the only thing is x cannot be 0, right? Remember the domain means x cannot be. That means and the line is slope is 1 over 1. So you go 1 to the right, 1 up, 1 to the right, 1 up. So there is a line like this. This is the line, but at 0, when x is 0 here, 0, this has to be empty. That has to be a hole here. So, so, so the line, in this case, the example they give us, this is the only option that you see here is that this is the line that clearly satisfies. So it goes to, even though they made a mistake here, that should have been a small hole here, because for x equals 0, the line is defined, but at 0, it is when x is 0, this should be undefined. So you can't, in the problem, even though they gave it 0 and 3, that's the wrong question. It's the wrong way to write. So they should have given here, this line is okay. This is the line y equals x plus 3. But how did we get, you may say this equation is equivalent to what? But the main point is if I want to graph this, so it is a line, but there is a one number at x is undefined. So I hope that makes sense. So you got the correct answer, and this is the correct answer. So this is a real rigor. If you understand, this is really nice. So there's no vertical asymptote, so there is a 0 here. So the line starts from bottom, goes up here, and then it jumps here. So there is a jump discontinuity also. We'll see in later classes. What is this basically means? It is like this. The graph goes, but there is a jump discontinuity. You have the left limit and the right limit. Both gives you 1. And at f of 0, it is not defined. question number 58 says, there is a triangle ABD reflected over the y-axis. Now, when you talk about the y-axis, could be a point could be here also, minus 3, comma 4. So reflection means on the other side will be, this is 90 and the other side will be reflected somewhere here. So this will be, if this is minus 3 and this is 4, this point will be plus 3 and minus 4. The question is asking is, what are the new points? It means if this is A, what are the coordinates of this A prime after the reflection? And in this case, you can see this y-axis acts like a line of symmetry, uh, line of line of reflection. So this point, it means it also behaves like a perpendicular bisector because the distance this and this is the same. Okay. So this point just switches the sign. So what you're asking is if this point was given to us instead of this, if this point was Mn, it doesn't tell what is Mn, just a number M and N. So this number will change to opposite. This M changes to minus M, but N stays the same because this is the 4. Remember this? So the y coordinate stays the same. The x coordinate is switches to minus 3 like this. So whatever the M here, the other one side will be minus. So the answer becomes minus this. Question number 59 is x is given, so x is 3r minus 4 and y is given as 3r plus 2. So now you have to, which of the following expresses y? So you have to eliminate here, eliminate r. Now how do I eliminate? I can add here 4 this side, both sides. So adding this crosses out, you get x minus 4 is 3r. And dividing by 3, you get r becomes equals x minus 4 over 3. Now this r is replaced. This the red r, this part is replaced here. So this equation will be, this will be y equals 3 and the r here, this is that x minus 4 divided by 3 plus 2. And you can see 3 crosses out. And you get y equals x minus 4 plus 2. And that becomes x minus 2 and you are done. Now the video is almost like 2 hours 38, right? So I'm so tired and I'm making a mistake. So you're adding plus 4, this should be plus here. So based on that, this should be plus. So this will be plus. So 4 and 2 adds to 6. So the answer becomes this. The last question. Now they give us this. Question is what is cosine of pi by 12? Okay. So instead of pi by 12, is this really right? Yes, you can see pi by 12. Why is it really equal to pi by 3 and minus pi by 4? Is because this pi we can write 4 pi minus 3 divided by 12. If you separate this and you divide this, divides 3 times, 3 divides 4 times, and you get pi by 3 minus pi by 4. That's what they gave you here already. So you don't have to worry about all this crap. But the main point is our formula. So they gave you the formula. The formula is this one, cosine. So cosine of alpha minus beta is given to you as cosine alpha cosine beta minus sine alpha and sine beta. So all you do is just replace. That means if I want to find this alpha minus beta, so alpha is this is alpha, and this is like beta. So because cosine pi by 12 is same as cosine of pi by 3 minus pi by 12. So we can write this as, so there's cosine, cosine, there are two cosine, cosine, and then minus, and there is sine and sine. So all you do is replace, let's see, alpha. This is alpha and this is beta. So this is that alpha, you put pi by 3, and then the green color I'm going to use for beta. So this is beta. So this is beta, beta, and beta. So you replace this beta, which is pi by 4 it is. And then now the table gives you the answer. What is cosine pi by 3? Let's replace cosine pi by 3. So pi by 3 is here, and cosine pi by 3 is half. So this is half. Then cosine pi by 4. So pi by 4 is this. Cosine is here, so pi by here. So that's root 2 over 2. Then minus cosine, sorry, this is sine. This is sine. I made a mistake. Sine pi by 4, this and this gives you root 2 over 2, and sine pi by 4. Sorry, pi by 3 first. First is sine pi by 3. Pi by 3 will be, let's see, take this off. It's green color. So pi by 3 is right here, and this one, so they give you root 3 by 2. This is root 3 by 2. Root 3. And then sine pi by 4, this is pi by 4, and then this one. So this will give you root 2 over 4 minus. Now this is root 3 and root 2. We can put in the same radical sign and write it like 4. So this answer will be root 2 minus root 6 divided by. You can see the answer. I think this was minus. This has to be plus. That's the mistake I did. So this should be plus. See, they already gave you. This is plus here. I'm sorry. This is plus. And this is plus. So this is plus. So this is plus. This is plus. So you're fine. So this question is 60. Can you imagine? It's 2 hours 43 seconds. So how much tired I am. So this answer is done. Root 2. So if you see root 2 plus this is H is the correct answer. I hope I did a good job. So this is the first set from question number 1 to 60. So I'm gonna try to do maybe before the ACT begins another 60 question of set 2. And kindly, watch it one more time if you get confused, and appreciate you are trying. So the last 7 questions were really difficult. There was a little rigor here. Look at this problem 60. You have to know all this crap here. So too much of confusion, but you can, if you understand, I mean, you don't have to know pre-calculus. You could just use this, whatever they gave you, just, you see the table already tells you what to do. See this? So if I want to figure out what is this sine, angle pi by 6, and what is this piece, and what is this one, it means for this pi by 6, cosine pi by 6 is this. That's what it means. This is cosine pi by 4. This is cosine pi by 3. Each of this angle has a, this is like 30 degrees, this is 45 degrees, this is 60 degrees, and all that.